You're listening to the Blue Collar Nerd Podcast.
All right, welcome to another exciting episode of the Blue Collar Nerd Podcast. I'm the Plummalorian. I'm joined by Plum Dangerous.
Yo!
Adam the Electrician.
What's up?
Nick Electric.
It's a trap.
And we've got a special guest. We have Milwaukee Tool Addict, a.k.a. Dan. What's up, man?
What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Nothing much. Glad to have you back. This is the newly improved podcast, renamed, rebranded. We had you on a couple times on the Best Car Collar Boys, I remember. But we were like, we got to talk about some Milwaukee stuff because they just had this pipeline and lots of stuff was revealed. And who to talk about it better than Milwaukee Tool Addict himself? Your page has become really popular. You're like the central hub. So you're like the I guess site B of Milwaukee. Anyway, it's an awesome page. I love the stuff you post. And I guess Dan, do you want to kick us off, or Adam, do you got anything you want to talk about first here that you're really interested in talking about? Batteries? Maybe start with the batteries.
Oh, the batteries look pretty cool. The new batteries that Milwaukee's coming out with.
Yeah, the new Ford batteries, they're quite impressive.
Yeah.
I think you guys will like them when you get to test them out.
Yeah. And for the price, too, I was looking them up. In the U.S., they're $200 for the 6 amp hour, which is not terrible.
Yeah, and they got that dual bay simultaneous supercharger.
Yeah, that new charger it's impressive. It's quite a bit louder than the other ones, but depending on where you have it plugged in, it really doesn't matter.
Is that because of the cooling fan?
Yeah, there's 2 additional cooling fans in there. So from my understanding, there's 3 fans altogether.
So in these batteries, if I'm not mistaken, use pouch cells versus...
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is the only battery currently that's being offered in a pouch cell is this Forge.
Yeah.
The 6.0 Forge battery. I would imagine they'll do some other sizes in the pouch cells, but...
I thought Danger was the same thing that's in our cell phones.
Yes.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah. So it's basically the same technology that Milwaukee's applying to their new batteries, which I'm interested in because that means that they probably put a lot more battery in a smaller housing.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more complicated than that. But they did a pretty good job of explaining it while we were down at Pipeline. They've got some great videos online that explains it a lot better than I can. But the red link, the intelligence they put into the batteries, not only with the cells, but just having the right type of connectors and materials inside them to let as much current flow in and out and then manage the heat. And that's the biggest challenge with any batteries is just managing heat and trying to pull power out of them because all these new tools are so high demand. And then because we have these high demand tools and these larger batteries, and we need to charge them quicker. And every time you charge a battery or discharge it, it just produces heat. So you got to manage that. So this new dual base simultaneous supercharger has 2 additional fans, 1 for each battery bank and then a 3rd for the components. So I think they did a really good job on that.
Yeah, so while we're on like M18, they had that dual battery backpack blower.
Yep.
I saw that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I think the one we saw maybe was a late stage prototype, perhaps.
Okay.
I didn't feel quite up to Milwaukee's finished standard, but some of those things were prototypes that were there.
It was a quad battery, wasn't it?
It takes 4 batteries, but it only needs 2 to run.
Yeah.
So the other 2 are for additional runtime.
So it's a series and parallel type thing.
Correct.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay. So you can actually put 4 batteries in that thing, and it'll eventually use up all 4 batteries. Or is it? You said it was
you only need a minimum of 2 for it to run. But if you wanted the additional runtime, then you could put the additional 2 in to get you that extended runtime.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. It is interesting to see that Milwaukee is starting to do the dual battery thing. Because for the longest time, they were the only one that wasn't doing it.
Yeah,
that's true.
But their tools are so badass that they don't even need it. You know what I mean?
Let's see where we want to go to next after that. Danger, you mentioned the
new.
earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the new pack out totes and stuff. They look a lot better than the ones that they previously had out.
Yeah,
they're pretty impressive.
You got the 15.
I don't want to use another brand's name while we're talking about Milwaukee, but they look pretty on par with Vito.
I would agree with that statement.
With the quality.
With who?
Vito.
Oh, yes.
And those are out now. There's a couple of guys that I've been able to pick them up at Home Depot and stuff already.
I have a question. Why so
Go
much
ahead.
hype on these Milwaukee earbuds that just came out?
Because they say Milwaukee on them.
Obviously, but everyone's posting about them, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, it looks like you have two giant antennas sticking out of your ears.
Like, they better
Fine.
give you an
Like,
eargasm.
unless you're like
Oh.
Andre the Giant. I mean, unless you're like Andre the Giant, like I don't see those things sitting comfortably in your ears without them
Well,
sticking out
I'll
the
say
side.
that I have other brand name earbuds, and they stick out pretty far. I
Are
think
you
it's
advertising them publicly on your social media account?
no,
Then
but I'm
I'm
just saying. I
saying.
think it's just hard to get a decent sized battery inside of that little earbud to
Hey
get
man,
long
my
enough for
my
runtime.
AirPods run a long time.
But they
I'm just
aren't
saying.
they're not the same.
I didn't know if
they're
like
not red.
maybe they were better quality, or I just didn't. I'm just curious because I've seen like almost a lot of people, and I think you guys have too, all posting about these Milwaukee earbuds, and I was just like, I don't really understand the hype. The rest of the stuff is amazing that they've come out with.
What are
but
they? $80?
I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the price of them.
They have.
$179.
Oh, one
Yeah, I was
second.
gonna say
$179
they're
for
a lot more-
those?
But it uses
Yeah.
the micro USB battery too, correct?
Yeah, the USB red lithium batteries. For that $179, you're also getting a USB 3.0 battery in that kit.
Okay.
It's not just a tool only price. I've been using them for about a week. We could probably talk for an hour just on these, but
Are you using
I
them
think the
right
biggest-
now?
I'm not using them right now. No, I could be, but I'm not.
Okay. I was just curious.
I use them all day today. They're actually quite comfortable. I've tried different sizes, the foam tip versus a silicone tip, and found what was comfortable. And honestly, they don't have a problem staying in. And after a few minutes, you forget that they're there.
What do you find more comfortable, the foam tip or the silicone tip?
The silicone.
Do you use them while you're working?
Yep.
Okay. I find the silicone tip, I end up getting sweat in my ear after a while.
Yeah, I just find the foam tip, I don't know.
I feel like the foam eventually breaks down and then it gets all weird and stuff,
Yeah.
especially after sweating and everything. But I do agree with you that when you sweat, that typically the silicone falls out. I've lost a couple
Yeah.
of earbuds in the dirt and just had to go out and buy a new pair because they were gone.
Yeah, the Milwaukee ones have those additional ear wings or whatever they're calling them that hook up into your ear and helps keep them in as well. So you can use them or you can take them off, but I've been using them with them
Okay.
Oh, nice.
and haven't had an issue. I find them actually more comfortable than the other white ones that I use, and they serve their purpose. I think they did a good job on the design, but I think a lot of people are shitting on them because the audio, I don't want to say quality, but the volume level isn't loud enough. So people are doing a comparison between the popular AirPods that most of us have.
I don't. I'm anti AirPods.
Hold on. I haven't used them and I haven't heard anything about that. I just have been seeing people post about them. But I feel like that in that sense, that's more like maybe you just got a lot of earwax in your ear.
I think too,
like-
though, is maybe Milwaukee did that for safety reasons. They don't want
You're right,
you,
Adam.
course.
they don't
Sure.
they don't want you blowing out your ear holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're really meant for the job site. They're not meant for listening to you.
Are they noise canceling or no?
They're not true noise canceling in the essence
Okay.
of what we're all used to.
All right.
I've been testing those out today and I couldn't quite notice that it was reducing the sound any better than a pair of earplugs. But that's the design of them, where the AirPods that I use as well, when I turn the noise canceling on, it's better that way. But you can't really compare the two. And I think that's a problem. A lot of people are doing it.
Yeah.
And you guys will see it eventually, but I'm starting to hear that from a few people that have them. And the quality is good. The audio quality is, they call it a premium quality audio. It is, but the volume level at 100% on those, I would compare to about 40% or 50% on AirPod, if anybody has them as a comparison.
Okay.
And there's an awareness feature as well. So it doesn't want to cut out that side noise because it wants you to be aware of your surrounding, where those like the AirPods, it just blocks out the traditional noise canceling that we're used to. So I think Milwaukee, the way they designed them, I think they hit the nail on the head. But I think if people are going to buy them at $179 and think that they're going to be the best set of earbuds to listen to your favorite music on, don't buy them, because that's not what they're for.
Okay.
If you want to use them on a job site, take your calls, listen to some music, and still be aware of what's going on, I think. And that's exactly what they're designed for, and they did a good job.
Let's talk about these hand tools. Because
Yep.
Danger brought that up before we started. Danger, did you want to start off with anything in particular on these hand tools?
Oh, I know that Milwaukee now, they have what is called their Milwaukee faucet swap out wrench, which
Yes.
is the competition to the rigid easy grip wrench, I think is what they call that.
Yeah, Easy Faucet.
Yeah,
something.
easy faucet wrench. And I know, Dan, I don't know if you've had the theater, if you put your hands on it and stuff, but I was just curious if you've heard anything about it. Obviously, typically, I'm going to say this just straight up. When it comes to pro presses, Milwaukee can take a beating and it still keeps going. I'm on the fence about. Like I said, now that they're getting into plumbing more, I was just curious if you hadn't heard anything on the grapevine, or have you actually put your hands on this tool, and what were your opinions about it, or what have you heard?
I really haven't heard anything specifically about that. I'm sure it was there, but I didn't stop and look at that tool specifically. I wasn't overly too interested in that per se, but I'm looking at the picture of it now, and I couldn't tell you how it compares, or it looks like it's a reasonable price. It's around $30.
It looks pretty identical to the rigid one.
It looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it looks good. I know Mechanical Hub actually tried it out. He wasn't impressed by it. I've had my rigid one since, like over a decade now.
Yeah,
it's
same.
still
I have
it's
two
still
of them.
working the same. But yeah, I'd actually physically have to hold this thing to have an opinion on it. It looks like they've checked all the boxes though on it, as far as it looks identical to the rigid one.
I think there's probably only so many ways you can make a tool like this anyways, right?
Yeah, pretty much. They're giving you the ability to add like the socket wrench and everything to it. I think the rigid one doesn't do that, but Mechanical Hub said it was flimsy because they made it longer. So he thought it was flimsy compared to other brands, he said.
Well, what's funny is that I don't even use, like, I hate to say this, but the shaft piece for the rigid one.
Oh, yeah?
Most times I just take off the metal piece and stuff, like especially when you're tightening down a 8-inch spread faucet or a 4-inch spread faucet. I just stick my hand up there with just the metal piece and just tighten down the mounting nuts. I'm just curious as if they made any improvements or not, because I honestly haven't heard anything. So that's why I was curious on Dan's side if he had heard anything. But I guess it's come out so new that no one's really messed with it.
It should be coming out. It should be out now or very soon. It's supposed to launch in September.
Yeah, I've seen that they have been doing some resets in the Home Depots for the plumbing section for Milwaukee, but it's only been in select stores.
Sorry. Yeah, Milwaukee.
No, go ahead.
Klein left Home Depot, so I know they're redoing all their tools and stuff and trying to get more of the Milwaukee hand tools and stuff inside the stores, but Rigid is one of their main brands that they sell too, though.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah. And you'll go into a Home Depot in the plumbing section, you'll see Rigid where you usually see it at, but then you'll see a new spot for Milwaukee. Like, you can already see that they're having competition.
Yeah, I think they
I was
try to keep them separated because it's a conflict of interest type thing. Or
Yeah.
Man, we just got Viga fittings at ours over.
Yeah, I know. I went to your store recently.
Yeah, I was like, I was
Pro Press in the tool aisle.
the tool. Yeah,
The Milwaukee
I don't
one,
think
yeah.
they have that yet here. in
No.
mine, but
They do at the Vining store. So they're like first store, Home Depot's first store in Georgia, because that's where Home Depot started. I live at the location of the first store, and that's what I was saying, is that they have a big reset going on in the plumbing section, because I was in there a week ago. They had it covered up. So I'm curious if it's going to be all the new Milwaukee stuff.
yeah, the hand tools. Back to that because we talked about that faucet swap out. Adam, did you see anything that stuck out to you?
Their new lineman's pliers and their new other USA made hand tools, for anybody listening that has used Milwaukee hand tools in the past, these are they really did a good job remaking these. I would compare them to Knipex.
Did
Yeah.
you say USA made tools?
What's that?
Did you say USA made tools?
USA made. Yeah.
Yeah, their new hand tools, like the lineman's pliers, needle nose, diagonal cutters, stuff like that.
How much did
Now
Milwaukee just
they
pay you
have a
for you to say
manufacturing
that?
plant in the United States.
Yeah, I know we talked about it probably a couple of years ago when we were talking about Milwaukee and their hand tools and stuff, where we were saying like, oh man, they make a great power tool, but their hand tools are
Yeah.
kind of lackluster. It seems like they're getting a lot
they
better.
really did a good job on these new ones.
Yeah.
Even the new screwdrivers are really nice. They have the laser etched tips to really grab the screws and stuff, and I recommend them.
Man,
Well-
you're really selling it to me, Adam.
They had they had that flathead that you can use as a
That
chisel
thing is
that came out like last
amazing.
year. That
I use it all the time.
Yeah, I love that
And
thing.
it's
Is
Yeah.
that you?
I'm
and
still
it's
here.
reasonably
Thank you,
priced.
Nick. I'm so glad someone else besides me knows about this flathead with the. You know what I'm talking about, Nick? Like it's got
Oh
the
yeah.
metal end
I
on it
beat
and
the
stuff.
shit out
I
of
mean,
it. It's still going hard and
yeah.
strong.
What did you guys think of that strut shear?
Okay, so I use strut a lot, so I have an opinion on it. If you were on a giant industrial job site where you're cutting thousands and thousands of pieces of strut, and you can just set up an apprentice in a workspace and they can just cut and pull a trigger and cut that strut, and you don't have to worry about them cutting it all fucked up and diagonal, I think it'll be a great investment for you. But for somebody that doesn't use a lot of strut, it's not going to be a financially reasonable purchase for them because it is on the pricey side. But like I said, though, because I cut strut a lot and I have to use either my metal cut saw or my band saw, and that stainless. Does it cut stainless strut? I never really heard anybody talk about what materials it can cut through.
No, they didn't really specify that. It's supposed to be coming out in December, and there should be some more info coming
Okay.
probably late November, I would think.
Now, is like the jaws removable, replaceable? It gets dull or?
All the dies, they're basically dies. So depending on the profile of strut you have,
Okay.
you can buy all sorts of different dies. I
So
would
you can
imagine
do
it
like
is one.
shallow or 7/8
Yep.
inch and 5/8 and
Yep.
then 3 inch?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to buy the dies. So I don't know how it's going to be kitted,
I gotcha.
but it is a pricey tool at $37.50.
Yeah,
It's gonna retail.
because Rigid makes the strut slayer, which I believe is around a little less than $1,000 for just the attachment. But then you have to have that super expensive press tool to even use it. You're right around the same price range. But for me as an electrician, what am I going to use a press tool for?
Yep.
So I would buy the Milwaukee strut cutter. But as a plumber, if you already have a pro press, you might as well just buy the Rigid attachment.
Yep. I'm trying to think of those tumblers. I'm trying to look them up.
I don't think
Yeah.
you'll find anything online yet. Over there.
Well,
Okay.
oh, I was gonna say we're waiting on that. I noticed that Milwaukee now is offering kits. Have you seen this, Dan?
What kits are you talking about?
So, for instance, and I'm not trying to because I'm a plumber, but they have a Milwaukee plumber's toolkit, and it comes
Okay.
with a bunch of different. It comes with some rolling modular toolbox and comes with a bunch of tools.
Oh, plumber
to-
specific tools,
okay.
so it'd have like a PEX tool maybe and stuff like that.
It's got socket set. It's got a pipe tubing cutters. It's got a measuring tape, needle nose, 2 adjustable pliers, 2 pipe wrenches, keyhole saw, tubing or PEX cutters, a hammer, some clamps, some crescent wrenches, a level, and a utility knife.
Damn, that's like an apprentice.
Dude, it
Apprentice
comes with
starter
3.
kit.
It comes with a whole starter kit.
How much
and
is
it
that?
comes with 3 toolboxes. It's about $1,000.
Dang.
It's
Is that just, where's that, Home Depot?
This is on Granger, ironically.
Okay.
If you
All
guys
right,
have that
so
on-
anytime you look at anything on Granger, it's 30 to 40% more expensive than it is anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm just saying
No, yeah.
as something that's new that's being offered.
That's
I
cool,
think
though.
what's weird is that I looked
Is
at
it one part number? Is it one part number?
it is part number on Granger. It is manufacturer model 48-22-0141.
Okay, so that's a Milwaukee part number. So I wasn't aware of that.
Well,
That sounds pretty cool that they're doing that.
yeah, I'm curious if they're going to do all trades like that because that would be something that's great to offer, and especially for guys that are just getting into trades. Hey, yeah, you got to put a little cash down, but check out everything you get for your journeyman to steal it all from you.
That's basically how
Well-
it goes. I know when I started, I got the little Klein one, but it lasted me a little while, and then obviously I upgraded to Milwaukee. But I mean, it is what it is, man. You got to start somewhere.
So can I talk about Klein tools real quick? No,
just
sorry.
kidding. Go ahead.
So I went to Lowe's the other day, and now they sell Klein tools there. And the salesman comes up to me, and he's, "Oh, have you seen the new Klein modular boxes?" I was like, "Yeah, let me go check them out." And I was like, "Man, these feel really cheap. Like the plastic just feels real thin on them." And then he's showing me the hand tools. Yeah, every tool that Klein makes is made in the USA. And I said, "No, it's not." And he goes, yes, it is. He goes, "The salesperson from Klein just told me that." And I was like, so I grabbed 3 or 4 different hand tools from Klein. And I was like, "What does that say right there?" He goes, "It says made in Indonesia." And I was like, "Okay, what does this one say?" And made in Taiwan. And I was like, don't sit here and lie to me.
Yeah.
trying to get me to buy these tools. Klein Tools has been around for a very long time. It's not a new product. You guys just started selling them, but I just thought it was
Shit out of
funny
the throat of
that
lies.
he's just trying to sell me on these all-American hand tools. When
My
they're
question is, why are you shopping at Lowe's?
only because where I work at, there's nothing else nearby.
Oh, I know that struggle. It happens every
I
now
hate
and
going
then
to
in my
Lowe's,
area.
man.
Where you're like, man, Lowe's is only 2 miles away, but Home Depot is only 15 miles away.
All I needed was some tie wire, and the Home
Yeah.
Depot was an hour away, and Lowe's was 15 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
I should have just
That's how
took
it
that
goes
hour
for-
ride.
For us too, us plumbers, we'll be like, man, that shark bite's only 5 minutes down the road at Lowe's.
I love shark bites.
Shark bite the world.
But I'm done
Man.
with that Klein shit, so we can talk about real tools now.
Perfect.
Yeah, Klein's definitely gone downhill, man. Let's see. What else do we got here? Dan, you got anything in specific you want to talk about that you were impressed with?
I was excited about those insulated bottles that are coming out, and I like what they've
I
done.
think that's
with
what I think that's what Plumma's trying to look up.
Yeah, I can't find
Yeah.
anything about it.
You
Yeah.
said the
No,
bottles?
there's nothing there yet.
When are they going to
Yeah,
come
what's-
out with
okay.
a gallon jug? That's what I'm
Hell
waiting
yeah.
for.
Yeah, me too.
A pack-out compatible stainless steel gallon jug.
These will be 3 sizes: 18, 24, and 36 ounce. So
I guess I have to
No
buy
gallon jug
buy
yet.
a few of them then.
Yeah.
Just like the tumblers, I have every size and color.
I got a black and a red one, man. I
They only have 2 colors, but I
yeah,
got the
I
big
had
and
to
small.
I had to get, and then my wife actually took my red one to work one day, and she goes, "Man, this is like one of the nicest tumblers I've ever used." And she's not even like a fan of Milwaukee or anything. She was just
No,
just a little
honestly, like even for the price, like compared to a Yeti, it's
Uh-huh.
not that expensive for that quality of a cup. People want to complain that when you hold it upside down, the water drips out of it, but don't hold your fucking cup upside down,
Right?
and you're gonna.
Dude, I have not had a problem with it.
Me
like,
either.
Like
I love the PSA. You know what? That's what I've been doing wrong this whole time.
Yep. Yep.
You should have
Well,
been
that's
holding your
why
drink
it's
upside
leaking
down.
everywhere. I keep holding it upside down.
yeah.
The only time
Doing wrong this whole
the
time.
I
cup
just
should
have
be
my
up-
Arctic one that I love. That's
no,
my
Arctic
favorite
makes
one.
decent stuff too, because I think mine's the Ozark Trail for my gallon jug.
Yeah,
But,
and I use my Klein Tools tumbler all the time.
Yeah,
You have a Klein Tool tumbler?
I do because a
Okay.
very good friend of mine bought it for me and surprised me with it.
You're
Ah,
like, ew, gross.
I think I might have bought
Ah.
everyone one.
And I like to remind him that he bought that for me after he trashes the company that he bought me a tumbler from.
I'll say, as an electrician, if you go onto my work truck, I think I have one Klein Tools thing in there, and that's a Klein book bag that has nothing but fluke meters, and I have a Ferret Plus in there and everything, but there's no Klein Tools on my truck anymore.
I use a Klein Tools
I was gonna
backpack
say, I
too.
do it as
keeps
well.
all of my tools in it, and I carry it on to every job.
But back to
But,
Milwaukee,
yeah.
those bottles, Dan,
Yes, they are.
so on those bottles, do they have a mounting plate for those?
Yeah, there will be one available.
Will it
Wait,
be
a
will
what?
it be compatible with the tumblers as well?
Yes,
Nice.
it is.
Okay.
A mounting plate?
So you can mount, say you own a tractor and you want to keep your cup, you don't have a cup holder built into it, you can fasten.
Yeah, I know what a mounting plate is. I'm surprised you can put it on the tumbler or the bottle. It's
just
awesome.
to make it, pack out compatible, or not
Yeah.
pack out, but just to keep your shit.
That's awesome.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think that's so awesome. I think every company should offer a mounting plate like that.
There's already some of those available if you guys are looking for them for your tumblers that you have now. Stealth Mounts is making them right now.
Okay.
I'd have to look that one up.
Stealth mounts, they make a lot of stuff, man.
I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for the tumblers to go on sale for Christmas. That's what I'm waiting for is the sale.
Then you can get rid of that Klein one and like a white elephant.
I'll never get rid of that Klein one. It was given to me by a good friend who happens to be an electrician
On this podcast,
on this podcast currently, who just may or may not have talked a lot of trash about that same company.
oh, I have personal beef with them. Fuck 'em.
Didn't notice.
All right. Let's talk about.
I'll tell you what, Plum. If you, after the podcast, you send me everybody's address, I'll send you guys a bunch of those tumbler mounts.
Appreciate that, dude.
Yeah,
You are the
gladly
man.
take
I got
them.
a bunch of them here. I'll send
Yeah.
you guys some so you can mount them somewhere right in the middle of your kitchen table.
Dan, I
That's
got
right,
I got
Dan.
a question.
Mount it
for you.
upside down.
That's right. That's right.
Dan, are you looking for a son?
Son?
Yes, I'm willing to change my last name to Tool Addict, and
All right. Okay.
I'll even move to Canada.
Well, perfect time. The snow's coming soon, so we need lots of help with that.
It was 70
Yeah.
degrees this morning.
Funny story about that, Dan. Adam lives somewhere where he never gets snow.
No, he's the exact opposite.
He is
I live on the sun.
Right.
you live on the sun, basically.
It snowed yesterday here. Yeah.
Really?
It snowed yesterday here. You want some
Yeah,
pop
yeah.
with that?
I'm not Canadian. What the hell?
Don't you know, Bobby? Midwesterns, like up in, what is it, Minnesota and
know?
stuff, they talk
Yeah,
like that.
Minnesota?
North
Minnesota.
Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota. Any
Yeah.
of those sodas.
Yep. Oh, you want some corn?
Oh, wow.
All
You
I
guys-
can think about. Go ahead.
What do you guys think of the new 4-drawer
The new what?
backup?
The-
The 4-drawer.
Oh, I think that's
Four-drawer.
pretty cool
Drawer
for
Hang on a second,
hardware
hold on a second.
and stuff. I think that would be awesome to have
I think it's going to be perfect for that.
for all your little screws and everything. And then
I don't even have a
Yeah.
3-drawer.
I have
don't any-
2 3 drawers and 2 2 drawers on my truck.
I want one, but I just don't know where to put it.
in your
You just
truck.
put,
Worry
yeah,
about
put it in your
that
garage.
That's
Well, I've been
You
noticing.
just buy it and you worry about it later.
I've been,
what I told my
slowly-
wife. I was like, I want one. I just don't have a room for it. It's
I've been
like-
slowly replacing my regular pack outs for drawers because it's just more
Plum,
convenient.
you need it to put all your tankless parts in because it's
No.
a perfect organization.
Tankless is not taken off of my area yet. Not like you think.
Just wait, because unfortunately my company's in your area now.
Okay. I'm looking at this pack out for.
They have a new 3-drawer too, don't they? A big drawer and then 2
Yep.
small drawers.
That's what I'm looking at. The
Yeah.
3 drawers, like deep,
Yeah.
deep drawer, stacking them
Yeah,
deep.
so there's the new multi-depth 3-drawer and then the 4-drawer toolbox. And those are both out now, I think. It's in
Yeah,
Home
I
Depot,
think I
believe.
saw one at my Home Depot yesterday.
Is it wrong that I still can't pull the trigger and switch over from one company to the pack out?
Yes.
I don't even know how we're still friends, but
What are you? What are you using right now?
Man,
Husky?
I am using the rigid pack out system to store all my tools.
Rigid.
And
They're
I just
still
got
made by the
brand
same
new
company,
wet
so it's
dry
okay.
corded vacuum that's also pack out compatible with the rigid pack out system.
it's not pack out compatible. It's whatever their system is called.
Yeah.
It's
I was gonna
it's
say
the rigid
it's
system.
Tough something, but I think it's DeWalt tough built. Tough.
Well,
Tough
we all
craft.
identify what these organizational systems are.
Yeah, my buddy's. Oh, did you see the new Klein pack out? I was like, dude, it's not a pack out. It's a fucking mod box.
Damn.
I haven't been in Lowe's lately. Are they stacking those?
Oh,
on-
they're fucking everywhere, man.
Organizational?
There's just Klein is just shit all over the place in there. It's
Well,
just fucking everywhere.
Then I know
It's
when
hilarious.
I'm sending Adam the
You know what's
electrician
funny
for
is,
Christmas.
is that in Lowe's they have an electrician aisle with all their electrician tools, and
Okay.
there is not one Klein tool in there. They actually are getting rid of Knipex, Ideal, Greenlee, and Fluke, and bringing nothing but that bullshit in there. It's crazy.
No kidding.
Yeah.
For real? They're getting rid of Knipex?
Yeah.
Really?
Everything's on clearance in there. So I saw some Knipex Cobras in there, so I picked them up for, I think, $20 off.
Oh, I'm hitting Lowe's tomorrow. There's one right next to my house. I'm looking right for those Knipex to see if we got a bunch of them.
Those are good
They don't
pliers, man.
know.
You get those for
They
20
done-
bucks
they-
off.
they
That's
done
pretty
messed
Yeah,
good.
that's
up,
what I'm saying.
Aaron.
So it's hard to beat.
Yeah.
I think it was Adam that I have Knipex now, and he was telling me way back in the day, he's dude, once you get these, you're never gonna want to like everything else is gonna be like subpar to that, and it's true, dude. Once I got used to using them and stuff because they were a lot different than the channel locks that I started out with.
Yeah.
I was like,
Channelbox
oh my
is a
God.
brand, not a tool.
No, I meant like I actually had the brand.
Adjustable pliers.
I know the yeah.
Thank you, Adam.
But anyways, I have a question for you, Dan. Is
I love how you guys are just like so specific.
is the Milwaukee going to come out with a new pair of adjustable pliers, or are they just going
I
to
hope
keep
not.
selling the ones that they've been selling?
I haven't heard, but I would
Okay.
imagine that they would eventually
Okay.
Give it time.
make USA made ones.
Maybe. The ones they have right now are straight trash, and I'm going to say that with confidence
Yeah, I'm not a big
'Cause-
fan of them.
because I've had them, and they hurt my hands so much.
Yeah.
I feel like they're more targeted towards electricians because you can ream your conduit with them and stuff
Yep.
like that.
The
Oh,
adjustable
yeah, but they're
pliers?
narrow.
Slick.
Yeah, because the hand
I was
the
about to
narrow
say, I was like,
nose
y'all
on
got
them.
softer hands than we do.
oh man.
It's because we don't use brooms. Isn't that the joke?
There you go.
That's right. That's right.
That's
Tell
all you guys
Sparkies.
got on us.
Yeah,
But I will say that
joke
there is
gets
no
old
broom on
after
my
a
truck.
while.
There is no broom on my truck, but there is a little M12 leaf blower.
So you just walk in a customer's house and just leaf
I don't
blow
work
the
in
whole
houses,
area? All right,
though.
it's clean. See you later.
I work on concrete slabs with giant tanks and stuff on them.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm going to do now. When I'm done at a customer's house, I'm just going to pull my M12 blower out that I have on my truck to clean out the back of the truck. I'm just going to blow all through there and be like, my buddy Adam, the electrician, told me this is the way to clean up.
I don't do residential work though. It's different.
But you gotta just blow your mess from your space into the plumber space and then leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm trying to see if there's anything we're missing. I know they had some apparel.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
one right now that's on Amazon that's very funny.
What are we talking about?
It says accessory for Milwaukee pack out toolbox, and it's just 2 middle fingers that you mount on your you mount on the
That's
front of it so you
fantastic.
can wrap up extension cords.
Oh, jeez.
This is the best thing
I
ever.
want one.
Wow, you can actually you can actually hang your cooler off of it.
Now you get
That's
your
funny.
custom side mounts and put those in there somewhere. And
Man,
Hook that
you
to the
know
back
what?
of the
Nick,
truck.
do you have a Milwaukee
I
pack
sure
out
do.
system? Do you have a You do? Adam, do you have a Milwaukee pack out system?
No, I can't pull the trigger on.
Okay.
Just
Dan, do you have a
kidding.
Milwaukee pack out system? No, you lost your turn.
I just got my first piece the other day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hopefully for Christmas I can send these to you guys,
All
so you
right.
can wheel them on the job site. Plum, I can't send it to you because you, like myself, are in a lot of residential homes, and that is going to be quite the conversation piece.
I'll have them pointing down. That'll be.
It still shows the same thing. whether
Isn't
it's
Georgia
up or
part of
down.
the Bible Belt?
Yes.
So you can just be like, I'm flicking off the devil, and then
you're
you're
number
good.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're my number
Anyway,
one.
I like when you're driving through Georgia and it's like all these, are you going to heaven or hell? And it's all these giant fucking billboards and
Yeah.
there's like zombies on the hell side and then there's some old white people on the heaven side. That's weird. You guys got a lot of weird billboards up there, man.
I like the Alexander Shunner billboards. If you don't know that guy, you need to look him up.
I guess I gotta look them up.
He's the attorney. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, Dan, I'm looking around here. I'm not seeing anything else worthy of talking about. Yeah, they came up with
They got some pretty cool work gear coming out.
Yeah, some job site apparel stuff, heated vest, M12.
When are they going to
free
come out with
flex.
cooling gear? Like an air conditioned jacket. That's what I need.
I can't see what happened.
Me either.
Hey, Danger, what was that thing you saw that you thought it was like a mini air conditioning or something?
Oh, it was some sort of cooling thing for the battery.
Okay.
For the new Milwaukee battery or
For
something.
the Forge batteries.
Or something that it looked like it was a mini air conditioner, and I was like, dude, that's awesome to put on the job site. But
That's the dual batteries charger, the new charger we were talking
yeah,
about.
it's a cooling
okay.
system on it. I think it looks
Yeah.
crazy.
It was like a blown up like poster or something maybe that made it look like a huge tool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm excited. I know there's lots of people that listen to this podcast that are in love with Milwaukee. And
I might start buying them after this podcast.
yeah, I know. I'm gonna check out this Milwaukee, but yeah, I know I'm always for faster charging and longer lasting batteries and all that stuff because we use these tools all the time, day in day out. Hand tools look promising, and yeah, I'm excited to see some more plumbing stuff. There wasn't a crazy amount of plumbing stuff this last go around of the pipeline, but
They should make a new plunger for it.
oh yeah,
They have the air snake. That's pretty much the new version of a plunger.
That's true.
Yeah, I still don't have one of those.
It's just don't worry about it.
I'd be
Don't worry
scared
about
to
it.
use one
Okay.
of those things, man, and blow
Well,
apart something.
I know, me
So-
too.
I'm gonna quote. I forget his name in the movie, but it's from Anchorman, and it's
Yeah.
Paul Rudd's character, and he says 60% of the time it works every time. But it's really, with that Milwaukee air snake, it's 32% of the time it works maybe every time.
Okay.
So
That's hilarious. Yeah, no, I completely know what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that charger again real quick. I think
Yeah, go ahead.
there might be some, maybe not just Milwaukee, but with all these new batteries, these superchargers, rapid chargers, all the things that all the tool companies are coming out with, and even with the MX supercharger they're coming out with as well, it's going to put more of a task on the construction sites. All the temporary power, as electricians, you would put in So I think it's just something people need to keep in mind. Like if they're just going out to buy a new charger and putting it in their trailer or something and they've got an inverter, just be aware that these new chargers are drawing more because we're asking more from them.
So do you know what the wattage is? Because like I think the regular charger is 175 watt. For the basic charger, I believe is 175.
This thing I think has 18 amps on the DC side.
18. Oh damn. Oh, on DC. Okay. You need a dedicated 20 for
4 amps. So this is 4 amps on the AC side.
Wow, that's still a lot though.
Yeah. So you imagine if you've got 3 or 4 of these.
That's for the 18 volt or for the fuel or for the MX?
No, that's the new dual bay M18 supercharger.
So don't charge them on your power. Charge them on the company's power.
That's right. I think that's just something that people need to be aware of.
On it too.
Definitely, because that's a lot of power to be drawn just for a battery charger.
It is.
Unlimited power.
You use your microwave, you're going to trip the breaker.
That's definitely good information. And it's you ever get the customer when you're at somebody's house and you're plugging in your battery to charge your battery for your tools, and they're like, "I'm gonna have to charge you for that." Like,
you just do that laugh. You just do that.
That's so funny. And it's
Shut up.
There's like no difference if I plugged in a plug-in tool when I was just using versus charging my battery.
Let me just go start the generator on the truck to charge my batteries. Yeah. And Dan said it does say on the Milwaukee website that this is the 15-minute, the charger for these new batteries is a 15-minute supercharge to 80%.
That's insane, dude.
That is insane.
It is insane. I've tested it, guys. That's no joke. I tested it 3 times and it was 13 and a half, 14 minutes.
Jeez, that's
80%.
awesome.
But it screams.
Oh, I don't care.
Fans are loud on them, and depending on if you're bringing them into a customer's house.
I got to plug in on the work fan.
Yeah.
It probably won't run it.
Why not?
I think it draws too much. I think typically on the built-in ones, it's only 175 watt to...
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so it probably wouldn't run it.
I'm going to have to tell my company we're going to have to get that fixed.
Yeah, you'll need at least a 500 watt inverter minimum.
In
your vehicle.
I was going to say that's a lot of wattage there. All right, guys. This was very entertaining. Dan, it's always awesome to have you on here. And Adam, thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Nick?
Yes, sir.
Good
job.
I was like, what are you going to say? I'm waiting.
No, sorry, man. I'm just exhausted. I went to the county fair earlier today, and I think the heat got to me. Anyway, guys, anything else anybody wanted to mention?
It's nice being on the podcast with you guys again, and maybe in the future we can talk about some more of the best tools ever made.
Oh yeah, Klein.
Hey man, I'm sipping from my Klein Tools tumbler right now. Just thinking of you, buddy.
Yeah, you're welcome, man.
No, Adam, we're gonna have you on again, man. We'll definitely have you on. It's good having you back. And Vader, if you're listening to this, you were missed.
He's coming down to Florida soon. I'm gonna be seeing him soon.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, is it for the Ideal thing or whatever?
No, he just comes to Florida.
That's right. He gets tons of vacation.
Yeah, he's Canadian. They get a lot of vacation time.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate everybody listening to this podcast. Have a great day.
Peace.
And we'll see you on the next one.
This is the way.
Buenos noches.
Howdy ho! We're back.
Wicked.
Another episode.
This is a late night.
You better get your beers out because we're going to keep going.